Hello guys, so welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this beautiful dress. It's a well detailed tutorial, so please watch to the end of this video and do not skip any part. I don't want to be getting mails that I don't understand. Watch to the end though, and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and God bless you as you do that. Thank you so much. So the first thing first, I need to make a sketch, like a free sketch, like try to like draw what I'm going to be sewing. So I'm just like making a free sketch. So ignore my rough sketch. I'm not an artist. So I'm just using my pencil to first of all draw it on my sketchbook, just an illustration to see how I'm going to create this and the steps and the material and everything. So I'm just making like a rough sketch first to see how it's going to come out. So it's going to have like a gloves. So I'll do a separate video on how to create gloves. So that will be another separate video. So I'm just making a sketch. I'm going to fix my boning, the material, the process. So I'll be using crepe for the corset parts, the nets, the chantilly nets that I'll be using. So in total I used 2 yards of crepe, 2 yards of the chantilly lace, then I used 1.5 yard of boning, then I bought 500 naira eyelets which I can use later. That's what the eyelets are at the back. Then I use zip. I'll be using a zip. Then the soldering iron, I'll need that. Then eyeletting machine, the paper, scissors, paper pattern. I'll be drafting on a paper pattern because I want it to be clear for you guys. If I use the material, it shouldn't be that clear, so I'm using the paper pattern. Then I'll use stone, like those shiny stones, to like just try to make the cloth come out nice. I'm just going to use a B6000 glue to just gum it, like spread it around the fabric just to make it look nice at the top, because the material is kind of plain, so I just want to bring it alive. So I'm going to be using stone to like design the upper parts. So those are basically the most important things that I've listed, and it's on the screen, so you can just pause and look at it. So let's get straight into the drafting of this. So these are the materials. So this is the crepe, this is the chantilly lace, 2 yards, 2 yards. Then this is the stone I'll be using to just design it roughly, the zip, the eyelets, then your paper curve, paper pattern, then your 6000 glue, soldering iron. Those are the basic things. So first thing first, we need to start by drafting our basic bodies. So I got a mail from one of the subscriber that she's a beginner and she does not understand. I'll be going back to that video. So if you are watching this video, just try and understand, just try and follow up what I'm doing first. Later on I'll be doing a beginner's video. So we are going to be taking the vertical. The vertical is round, sorry, like straight from your bust to your chest. That's, you place the tape on the shoulder point, you take it straight down to your bust point, your chest point. That is the vertical lines. Then round, that's your round circumference. When you place the tape round your body, that's the horizontal measurement, or the horizontal way of calculating. So this is the vertical line I've taken from my shoulder to my bust point, my shoulder to my under bust, my shoulder to my length part. So it has like a vax shape, so that's why the length was 25. I added 5 more inches. So I'm going to take my shoulder to shoulder points. So this is a picture of how to get your shoulder to shoulder on your clients. Don't use my same figure, you have to take your measurement. My shoulder to shoulder is 15. So divide by 2, that will give you 7.5. So you add half an inch sewing allowance, which will be 8. So I'm just going to take that. Then after that, I did my standard neckline, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. So at that point where I took my shoulder to shoulder, I'll mark it down again so I can get like a straight mark. With this mark, I'll be able to like rule a straight line. So here I'm trying to create my armhole curve. So at this point, I'll go down by 1 inches. This 1 inches I'm coming down, I'll connect it to the neck point. That is for the shoulder slant. If you watch, your shoulder is not straight. It has like a slanted shape. So that's when you have to go down from there, your shoulder point by 1 inches, and connect it to your neckline. So to get my round armhole, I'll take my round armhole measurement, divide that by 2, or you can just use your bust measurements, 36 divided by 2. So take your own measurement. Do not follow exactly what I'm doing. This is my own measurement I'm using. So at that point where I measured my 8 inches, I'll go inward by half an inch. This is because the front part of the armhole is not straight. It's like slanted. The back side is straight. So that's why we're going in by half an inch. So I ruled a line straight down. This will be the upper chest line, which I've labeled as UC. So I'll take my bust measurements here, which is bust divided by 4. I'm trying to like create the armhole curve. So that's why I'm taking my bust measurements at this upper chest point mark that I rule straight. So I'm going to take that mark it down, then use my armhole curve and connect the 3 dots together. So next is for you to take your nipple to nipple point. Your nipple to nipple is the difference between your the line from your one point of the bust to the other side of your bust. You measure that line. When you get it, you get 2. You divide it by 2. Then you place it on the paper, as you can see me doing like so. Remember, the paper is folded into 2. So I'm just going to mark that. My own was 7 inches. When I divided into 2, I got 3.5. So now at these shoulder points, I'm just going to divide at my shoulder points, as you can see me doing in the video. I'll place it like so, because I want to connect it to the bust point. So that's how I'm dividing at my shoulder points. That's where I came down by 1 inches. I connected to the neckline. So I'm just going to mark it, divide it by 2, then connect it to the bust point, as you can see me doing in the video. So next at this my length point, I'll go down by half an inch. I'm trying to create my darts. So at that end point, I'll come out by half an inch. After doing that, at the under bust area, I'll take 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left. At the waist point, I'll also take 1 inch to the right and also 1 inch to the left. So I'm just going to connect this point together. You're going to have like a diamond shape. So I'll connect the 1 inch of the waist and the under bust together like so, as you can see me doing. Then I'll connect to the down part of the full length area, as you can see me doing. So at the bust point, I'll just connect it to the under bust like so. So as you can see, I have like a diamond shape. This is my dart that I'm trying to create. That gives shape to a dress. So we've gotten that, as you can see in the video. So if you want your that pointy part to be up, at this point you can see I placed it at the upper chest point and I went upward by 3 inches. So if you want it very high, mine at the end of the day didn't come out very high because that's how I want it to be. So if you want it very high, I advise you go by 4 or 5 or 6 inches, so you have that pointy look, as you can see in this picture. So mine I didn't make it like too pointy, so that was why it came out like that. So if you want it very pointy, exactly as the picture, you can just go this point, go higher from that your upper chest point, go upper by 5 or 6 inches. Then you connect this dart to the bust points. Next is to create another dart. So if you notice, it's a Victoria corset. A Victoria corset has multiple darts, so you can go as far as 3 or 2 darts. So me, I'm just going to use 2 darts. So from this nipple to nipple points, take note of where I'm placing my tape. See where I'm marking. At that nipple point, I'll go outward by 3 inches. Not at the point where I took my 1 inches dart. No. At the point where I got my nipple to nipple, that was where I went outward by 1 inches. After doing that, I ruled it. Then I took half inch to the right, half inch to the left. I used half inch at the under bust point and at the waist point, as you can see me doing in the video. Then I'm going to connect it to the end of the end line of the dress, as you can see me doing. So you are going to have another diamond shape just like the first one you did. So you connect it to that point where you went upwards by 1 inches, half inches. So I'm just going to connect it like so, as you can see me doing in the video. Then from that under bust point, I'll connect it straight to the upper chest point that I went upwards by 3 inches. So as you can see me doing in the video, just follow exactly my step. So we've gotten that, as you can see. So next is to take the bust dart. So your bust dart is different between the front and the back. So remember, the back and the front are not the same thing. So the difference between my front and my back is 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark it like so and connect. This is my bust dart. So I'm going to shade that to take note of that point. So next, at this upper chest point, at this bust point, if you want this C shape, as you can see in this picture, if you want it, you don't want it to be too revealing, you can go up by 1 inches. But I want it to revealing. That was why I went for my bust point. I went upward by half an inch. So I've just used my free hand to just draw like a U shape. It has like a U shape, not sweetheart shape. Take notes. U shape, like you're drawing a U or like a yes or mark, something like that. So you place it and follow exactly what I'm doing, like so. So you're going to have that U shape at the front of the dress, as you can see in the video. So if you want this part to be high in the picture, like I said before, please go upwards by 5 or 6 inches so you can get that pointy sharp look. But I didn't want mine to be too high. That was why I went by 3 inches. So if you want it very high, go upward by 3 inches. So I just labeled my pattern so I won't make mistake. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to take my round measurement. Your round measurement is this pictures you can see in the video. Take your round bust measurements. Then you add the darts that you've taken. Make sure you pay that back. You don't pay all this back, you have shortage, and you don't want to have shortage. It's better to have excess than shortage. So I took 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left at this upper chest point. So I'm going to pay that back. Then at this dart area also, I'll also pay that back. Then I'll add my sewing allowance to that. So make sure you pay all this back, if not you'll be having shortage. So I'm just going to mark it like so. So next I'll go to the under bust. Remember I took a dart of 1 inch on the right, 1 inch on the left. So I'll divide my bust because I want it to be snatched at the waist point. So my waist is 30. I'll remove 2 inches for the front and 2 inches for the back. So I'll divide my waist by, after removing 2 inches for the front, I'll divide it by 4. Then I'll add the darts of these 2 points that I took, 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left, and also the half inches, that's 3 inches. Then I added my sewing allowance. Then at the hip points, I took my hip measurements, divided by 4. Then I added the half inch darts, half inch to the right, half inch to the left, that's 1, 1, plus my sewing allowance. Then I connected all these points together. So sorry this part wasn't showing, but I just connected the 3 dots or the 3 lines that I've taken, connected it together. So you're going to have something like this. So next is for us to get that curve or that V shape in front. So I went from the waist I went down by 1 inches. Then at this hip point, I came outward by half an inch. I just used my free hand and I connected it. Then I cut that out. I'm just going to cut it out like so. So after cutting, now it's supposed to draft the back. The back is very, very simple. I have a video detailed tutorial of the back. There is just one style of the back, but this our back will not be having a yoke. Remember, the front doesn't have a yoke, so the back too won't have a yoke. So my back from my shoulder to my waist point is measuring 14 inches. So take your own measurement. Do not use mine. Measure from your client to get your exact measurements. So I'm just going to mark that. So the fabric, this back is going to be looking kind of small because it won't have a yoke. So don't get confused. Just follow the process. Mine will be looking very small because I'm still going to take out underlay. Then I'll take out another part where I'll be using to hold the fabric together. So as you can see, I just went downwards by 1 inches. That's if you're trying to like make it, you don't want the back to be straight. By the end of the day, I'm just showing you guys at that upper chest point, go down by 1 inches and connect it to the armhole like so. That's if you don't want it to be straight, if you want it to have like a 9 shape. But I don't want it to have this curve shape. I want it to have straight shape. So I'm just going to cut at that armhole direct. My back is going to be looking short and small. So if you are doing exactly what I'm doing without a yoke, don't get confused. You're on the right part. It's going to be looking short, but the down part of the skirt will cover it up. So we get to that point when we're sewing, when we're doing the sewing parts. So as you can see, then I'm going to take my underlay. For my underlay, I'll be using 2 inches. Remember, the back won't have a zipper. There's no zipper allowance, so I'm still going to take out 2 inches for this. If you don't understand this back, I'll leave a link in the description box so you can go back to that video and watch how to make the back of a corset. So this is the bust point, this is the waist point. So I'm just going to take out 2 inches from it, which will be my underlay. But before then, I have to take my round measurements of my chest point. Then I'll take my waist point. Remember, I removed 2 inches at the front, so I'm removing 2 inches at the back. So in total, I removed 4 inches from my waist of 30 inches. So I'll be left to 26 inches. I want the waist to be tight, so that's why I removed 2 inches from this. I'm just going to connect this point together like so, and then mark. Yeah, so after marking, now I'm just going to remove the 2 inches point, 2 inches from my underlay. So I'll remove that, and I'll also remove the one. Remember, the lace is very soft and light, so I'll still remove the one that will hold the crepe material, which will make it very easy when I'm snatching the back parts, because if I use the lace to be too soft and it might tear. So I'm just going to remove the underlay like so. I'll mark it straight down. So this is the part 1 of this video. The part 2 video will be the sewing part. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then we'll move to the part 2 of this video. It's very long, so that's why I made it like into 2.